I mean, first off, how do we feel about Vanderbilt as a whole? Let you guys chime in. I did my little Mizzou rant. Talk to me a little bit about how we felt about that game. Someone take the floor.
Sucks.
Preach.
Vandy sucks, and the only thing that's got him hype right now is that Johnny Manziel goes over there. Oh, a little lollipop?
Yeah,
Sorry,
sponsor
Rob.
us.
They got Theo Vaughn going over there because he lives in Nashville.
He lives with his mom now. Theo Vaughn's piping his mom down.
Diego Pavia's mom. You have to clarify.
Yeah.
You have to clarify.
You didn't clarify that.
Yeah, you did not clarify that.
You did not clarify, and you made it
Real
sound like he's
Alabama,
piping his own
Tennessee
mom.
like. That was.
Wait, hang on.
Movie-esque.
I thought you said Pavia. I thought there was already we made the reference.
No, because you said that he's living at home. You said that Theo Vaughn is living at home and piping his mom.
Chat, clip that.
Also, Theo Vaughn definitely would.
Did you see Pavia and Theo Vaughn on the Ocho Cinco Shannon Sharp thing? Was that Diego Pavia's mom that he was hanging out with? Oh,
yes.
Then yeah, he's definitely getting down and dirty in the Pavia household.
Hunter.
I think the takeaway I mean, I said it earlier in the season because I learned my lesson. You don't fade Diego Pavia. You stay in his corner, and he's really hasn't proven that wrong. Like, anytime you go against him, you lose. Ask Alabama, although this year they got their revenge. But anyone else. But I also think we learned two things. I think we learned that Mizzou and Vanderbilt are both very good teams all around. Obviously, Diego Pavia did not have his best game, and he's going against a legit defense, much like Mizzou going against a legit defense with Vanderbilt. I think both teams showed what level they're at. They're not quite Alabama elite level, but I think both teams are a top 15 team. I could see either one of them beating a team like Georgia Tech, and they're considered a top 10 team. So, I mean, I liked what I saw from both of it. I think if Bo is healthy, Mizzou is that top 10 team. We'll have to see what the freshman can do.
Evan.
I don't have much to say. It was a very defensive-oriented game. Both offenses didn't look the best. It's a very mid game.
Evan's just looking at Elijah Drinkwitz going, "Come home to me, baby. Come home to me." He's looking at Drink. He's like, "That's right. You lose to Vanderbilt. We'll take care of you in Gainesville. Come home.
We'll give you what you want."
Yeah. Come bring some of those D-line boys and let them get some of that Gainesville cooking down there and let them have some fun. I want to touch briefly, I put in the notes here, touch briefly upon Oregon, Wisconsin, because it's not so much the game wasn't good, minus the Grateful Dead uniforms that the Ducks had. That's a top 10 uniform of all time. And the whole... And listen, as a marketing guy, everything they did with that was just chef's kiss. But Oregon, though, couldn't do anything on offense. The defense it's Wisconsin, so it's not like that Wisconsin's offense is anything crazy. But you only put up 21 on Wisconsin. And we have Oregon at the sixth best team in the country at the moment, according to the AP voters. How do we feel about Oregon after this week? Does it seem like the Dante Moore hype train is coming to a head?
No,
I wouldn't say
that. They just
that.
played down to their opponent.
That was the point that I was going to make. I feel like that they just were too lackadaisical when it came to playing this game, which caused them to...
I fucking love that word.
Just kind of lackadaisical.
I love that word.
That's a big word.
It just caused them to not play to the level that they wanted them to, or they wanted to play at.
Yeah. Hunter, you got anything out of here, or shall we?
Yeah, I mean, Oregon was sleepwalking. I mean, it truly was an embarrassing performance on their end. I think we really learned a lot about Wisconsin, and that, like, their defense is good, but not that good. Wisconsin is home to the worst fucking quarterback in all of the FBS. He's not a real quarterback. I don't know how the fuck he made it to Wisconsin. He didn't play at all at the FCS level at Southern Illinois. I don't know who the fuck gave him a scholarship. When I see somebody out there, it makes me feel like that whole coaching staff needs to get flipped. The fact that you didn't have at least a freshman or somebody that is better than the bench warmer at an FCS school tells me it is poor recruiting all around, and I don't know how that staff is still hired.
Yeah, it seems like Luke Fickell's time is starting to come to an end there. Not surprising given what we expected him to be. Like when Wisconsin first hired Luke Fickell, that was a home run hire. And it's just not has worked out the way it has. It doesn't mean the hire was bad. Your process was good. Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you think it will, and that's the unfortunate part for Wisconsin. Moving on, Memphis USF. A look ahead to the AAC, the American Championship. I almost said AAC. They're not the AAC anymore. The American. The American Conference. Byron Brown, super impressive on the ground again. 100 yards plus on the ground. 2 touchdowns, I believe, from what I read. He had 1 touchdown passing, 260-ish yards, and he had an interception. And credit Memphis, man. They were down, down 10 at one point, maybe down as much as 14, and they battled back the way they did. Super impressive given I thought USF was going to run away with this game at some point. And then I look and check, and Memphis came out with a win. That's going to be big going into the American, especially how top-heavy that conference currently is with Tulane right at the top of it. You have
Navy undefeated at the top.
You have Navy undefeated at the top. And you still have North Texas, Memphis 3-1, and a sneaky Temple team at 3-1 as well. So it could be a whole power shift now for that last spot in the college football playoff. Because it felt like it was USF's to lose, and now it's really anyone's. And it's going to be the winner of the American Conference. Evan or Hunter or Mikey, thoughts on the USF Memphis game?
I hated it. It made me so sad. And it was all down to a field goal. And just to bring it into OT, because I wanted to see USF really pull it off. And I feel like they kind of, I don't know, the whole vibe at USF is now that they're ranked, I feel like they're starting to play just like Oregon did, down to teams, which Memphis wasn't one to really mess around with, but they still went in there like being all cocky, and I think that's what kind of bit them in the butt. And I hate it because I want to see USF at least go. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a horrible game.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis game planned for 2 weeks for this. Like, they punted for UAB and caught a loss because they were so focused on USF. Like, they had to have won this game. And Memphis found a way to pull it out. And, I mean, I think both teams played really well. Unfortunately, USF played really well for 3 quarters. It's a 4-quarter sport. You give up 17 points, which is insane. They have a lack of killer instinct, which in the playoffs or in the American Conference, that's how you end up losing games. I mean, it's crazy that they will just fumble or throw a pick or just not even fight for the extra yards, and then they come up smiling, going to the sideline like, ha, hee. Like, it's a bunch of children. And Memphis is grown-ass men, and they played like it, which is why Memphis came out and won the game.
USF just like it's I mean, there's nothing more to say. Like, there's truly nothing else to say. Like, they are really riding the high of being this ranked team, being the first ranked USF team in football program. If I'm under the right impression. No, when was it? When, like,
they were number 2 in the country. And
early 2000s. Early 2000s.
I was wrong. Yeah. I'll take that. But just all right. Let me rephrase that then. Them being the first ranked USF team in over 20 something years. Like, they're just, you just said 2002, Hunter.
No, they were ranked number 2 in like early 2000s, but Flowers had them ranked as well.
Just say
every 5 years they've
regardless.
been relevant, and then they will
Regardless.
slip off.
ranked in a long
Regardless.
time.
Regardless, they're relevant, and they just are riding the wave, or they're trying to ride the wave, and they're not actually playing football like they need to as a Marine team.
I think
Do I
it's
think that-
crazy. Oh, I didn't realize you were still going.
Yeah. Do I think that that this is going to be like kind of a wake up call for them?
I hope so. God,
I
I
don't.
hope so.
I don't.
Like,
I don't
you don't
know,
think
man.
so?
I can't say yes or no because it's like the same thing with like early in the season. Like they beat Florida, but like then they played Miami not too long after, and like it was kind of a wake up call for them. But like leading into that week, they looked super deflated.
Good point.
Super deflated.
Good point.
And so like having that loss, and that now they're having their second loss, and this one was an actual conference loss. Like they're just gonna be hella deflated. Granted, they're playing a bunch of bums in the American League, but like still, like I don't even know what the rest of their schedule looks like. I don't think that they actually.
They don't.
They
play
have.
Miami.
I have it pulled up for you. UTSA, Navy, UAB, Rice. So
Okay,
they got
they
to
have
play
Navy.
Navy.
Navy's going to be difficult.
But the other three schools, like they UAB beat Memphis, but like I don't know. It just all really depends on what USF team comes out. Because if it's the USF team that played Memphis, you're getting belt to ass from UAB like Memphis did.
Yeah, man. I think if you're USF, I think you low key got a little too comfortable, right? You probably looked at this game and you were like, "Oh, Memphis, like we're a top dog," and now you're looking at your conference schedule and you're 3-1. Then you got 3 teams in front of you now. You got Memphis in front of you, you got Navy in front of you, and you got let me pull up. I forget who the second place team. Oh, Tulane's in front of you.
Oh,
Tulane.
not
Close
Toledo.
enough. I think if you're USF, it feels like a missed opportunity, very similar to the Mizzou bit, right? But I think in the opposition of Mizzou, you had this game on lock, and like Hunter said, it is a 4-quarter sport, and you just can't rest on your laurels when a team like Memphis, who just got all Memphis knew prior to this is the bitter taste of a loss against UAB, and then licking their chops at a chance to ruin your season. That's
usually what you do when you have
happened.
that kind of record.
Yeah. Jump into the fourth game that we're going to talk about here. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. Trinidad Chambliss starting to insert himself as a serious quarterback in the SEC here. Like, it's unbelievable to watch him grow, and the way he is playing has been nothing short of sensational. He's got Ole Miss playing some of the best football I have ever seen Ole Miss play. And the defense looked really good. Kwan, is it how you pronounce it? Kwan? I don't know how you pronounce Lacey's first name. But Lacey, the running back, has been incredible. 700 yards rushing. Trinidad Chambliss has been phenomenal as well. And I'll be honest, I don't know if Ole Miss does this with Austin Simmons. And I think that's what makes Chambliss super impressive to me. I was really impressed with the defense. Oklahoma was in there. I just don't know what happened to Mateer. I think Mateer was good, but I don't know if he was great. And I still think he came back from that hand injury very soon against Texas, obviously. But I don't know. I've been really impressed with Ole Miss. I've been really impressed with Lane Kiffin not finding ways to blow these big games like he's kind of done in the past. And they're kind of in the driver's seat to do whatever they want. I mean, they still have the SEC title game still within reach, right? The only team that's truly in front of them is Georgia, Bama, and A&M. So, and they get a pretty light last 4 games of South Carolina, the Citadel, Florida, and Mississippi State. So, floor is anyone's.
Well, was waiting for one of you two to say something before I just hit all my points, and then you both just go, yeah, what he said. I think what I took from this game is that Ole Miss just simply out-schemed OU. This is probably Lane's best coach game, and it felt like Ole Miss was always driving. When it comes to OU, offense was horrible. They had 2 explosive plays for touchdowns, and that was it. The best way I can describe Oklahoma's offense is Mateer, after his surgery, looks like MJ when he wore 45. He ain't MJ wearing 23. I think Ole Miss just looks good, but to critique Chambliss, now that we have more reps on him, we have more film, he's missing a lot of easy passes. I understand weather was a factor last game, but you just can't have that bad of accuracy issues to beat a team better than an Oklahoma. There's levels in the SEC. If he performs like that against a Georgia or an Alabama or a Texas A&M, they probably don't come out on top.
I mean, funny enough, they did play a Georgia team and they didn't come out on top. So we have that right there. Well, jump into the last game here, Texas A&M LSU. This was a thrashing.
Bloodbath.
I have never seen pure you're watching the LSU, I'm not going to say the LSU empire, but you're watching the LSU brand and fan base unravel in real time as Texas A&M just takes it to them. I was talking to Hunter on on PlayStation the other night, and I was watching the game. I was like, Marcel Reed's looking really good. This could be a Heisman game for him, the way he's running the ball and throwing it. And then the second quarter, erase that from your memory. Because he was terrible with the ball. He was very sloppy. Interception, putting the ball on the ground. And then they came back in the second half and just took it to him. The special teams for A&M was really good. They won in all 3 facets. The defense was crazy. Y'all see the video of the defensive lineman just barking in the offensive tackle's face?
I could tell you right now exactly what he said. He told that boy, your ass, I'm in your ass all night. You better go sit down on the bench because it's going to be a long night for you. And then he told the wide receivers that the same thing too, because they were getting clamped on the line.
And boy, was it a long night for LSU. Nussmeier, he's just getting beat up out there, man. They have no O-line. He's getting no help. The play calling is also just as bad, too.
I thought he was going to do good for Heisman, but
we all did.
We thought Kate Klubnik was going to be good for Heisman, too.
Listen, we've had some bad takes. Like Hunter saying Clemson was his national championship.
Yeah, I had Clemson playing LSU.
Dabo.
Can't be worse than me. I picked Penn State as my national title winner. But
you know who I got?
The pussy-ass dogs.
Grambling State? Is that what G that is? Grambling State's G?
That's definitely Grambling State behind you. I don't
Yeah.
I mean, we don't watch
HBCU
FCS
capital.
football. We're college game day. We don't care about them.
And how'd you guys feel? Were you guys more impressed with A&M or more impressed by how terrible LSU was looking?
I think Brian
I
Kelly
like
was on the way out.
defense. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We said it at the same time, but different things.
I know, but that was the part. We can either both not talk or we're both talking at the same time.
Well, it took I was waiting. I always wait 2 seconds before I say something, and every time somebody says something right after the 2 seconds.
Can we implement something? Just hit the hand raise one, and then Jacob, just point to whoever's hand's raised. And then when you're done, just take it off. I feel like it would flow a little bit better.
There would be way too many pauses.
I can figure it out.
It'll be a distraction for him, but
if you raise your hand, when I open the floor, I can see who raises their hand first, and I can segue it.
Yeah, and like I have notes. I'd prefer to go last. That way I don't hit on your guys' topics instead of just saying everything and then both of you guys not having anything to say.
I have notes too.
I don't.
Yeah. Is it the notes on your television screen as we're going?
It's the notes in my Nagaruni.
Not the Nagaruni. Well, boys, Hunter, you want to top us off here with any? Yeah, you heard what I said.
Hey, yo.
No pause. No pause.
Hey yo.
This kid some sucks.
Yeah.
Crispy.
Just chat clip that. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that as a group we all picked A&M to go on the road at night to LSU. So really pat on the back on us. We all hit that on the noggin. I think this tells us right here that A&M is legit, and I really like everything about them. This is not your father's A&M team. I'm buying into them. And I think LSU with 3 losses is now done from the college playoffs. Like it's almost impossible for them to get back. And I mean, Marcel Reed just slicing and dicing, moving all around, doing whatever he wants to a talented LSU team and a defense like that. It really just is a cherry on top. Jacob?
First win at LSU for A&M since 1994. So, very a lot of demons you had to exercise in this game, and they did it mightily. This kind of transitions us into the next kind of segment here on the show. Brian Kelly was fired on Sunday from the LSU program. Now, he was, I believe, 34-14. He had you're thinking to yourself, why would you fire a guy like that? But he was 5-12 against ranked opponents, as well. So he couldn't win against the big dogs of the SEC. It was never the right fit. It was the wrong fit the entire time. It was the wrong fit for Kelly. It was the wrong fit for LSU. It never worked. It just was. The fan base hated him. He had the shortest leash known to man. And what more could he have done at LSU the way it is? He never accepted blame. It was always someone else's fault. Yeah, could he recruit? Sure, but there's no reason why you're losing by 20-plus points to A&M at home on a Saturday night where you're Death Valley and it's creme de la creme, right? No one's supposed to go into Death Valley and win. Do we feel that LSU is now the best job on the market? Evan, we said last episode the Florida Gators is the best job on the market. Do you still feel like that's true, or do you think like LSU?
I feel like that they're close together, but LSU does have that higher end on, or that higher edge on it. I've seen a couple of things that says that that when a lot of players commit, they're not committing for the coach at LSU. They're committing because they want to be a Tiger, and that says a lot about a program. Like, good amount of players, like, yeah, they want to commit to the coach because the coach is showing them what they want or whatnot. But, like, when it comes to schools like LSU and Florida, like, I feel like you get a lot more kids that are committing to LSU because they want to be a Tiger more than there are kids that are committing to Florida because they want to be a Gator. Like, yeah, it's a nice school. It's a good thing to have, or it's a good school to have on your, like, NFL resume. But really, depending on what position you're playing, especially if you're a wide receiver, that, like, going to LSU is kind of the school to go to. Honestly,
LSU does
like
have good wide receivers.
That is a school that has just milled out wide receivers into the NFL. So, I mean, going off of that point, like, I think right now it is the top of the top job that is available at the moment.
Mikey?
I agree with Evan. It's definitely, I mean, whenever we think of running backs, we think of, like, Ohio State or Georgia. If we think of QBs, we think of Alabama. Like, LSU's a solid wide receiver. Definitely, I mean, like, shit. Two off the top of my head because of the Browns is Odell and Jarvis that both went to LSU. So it's like, I can't even name how many people went to LSU that are actually good wide receivers. And that's just
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase, another good one. Oh, yeah, why wasn't I thinking about that? And Joey B. But anyways, no, like, to pick up off of what Evan said, like, if I was a 5-star recruit or even a 4-star and I have the Gators and I have LSU on the table, I'm definitely going to pick LSU. It just sparks more interest. Like, their stadium's badass. The fans are awesome. They have one of the best chants in college football. So,
What chant are you referring to?
Something about a tiger's pee-pee.
Putting.
They're great. I don't know. The atmosphere there is awesome, but I definitely I don't know if UF couldn't pull it off. I feel like they're gonna throw some money at Lane too, but Lane's gonna end up staying in Ole Miss. I'm excited to see who gets that coaching job for sure. Apparently, it's supposed to be Tyrann Mathieu.
Guy with no coaching experience.
Look at well, no, you can't really look at
Can't look at anyone.
Sanders, because Sanders went to what's it called?
Jackson State.
Yeah, JSU. But even then, I don't really think that counted too much.
Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, LSU, more known as DBU, wide receiver producing, absolutely. Marshall, you've got Malik Neighbors. You can go on and on. Quarterbacks, I mean, they got 2 in the league right now that are doing their thing. But if I'm a high-profile coach, where do I want to go? Is it to the program that is destroyed? I mean, Brian Kelly kicked out all of LSU. I got to go now find all these pieces and bring the L back to LSU. That's a lot of damn work. And you want me to make a championship team right then and there? I'm good. You know who's ready for me right now? Florida. Florida's got young talent. I'm in Florida. The talent is there. The swamp is about to get renovated. That place is going to be bumping. Sunbelt Billy just got booted. They're super excited for me if I'm going there. I'm going to Florida. I think that's the most desirable spot right now.
I do think, to put a bow on this here, I do think the LSU job is a better job. I hate to say it. The brand is bigger. The fans are hungrier. You're in a state where they live, breathe, and die every single thing that the LSU Tigers do. You have great talent in that state. I think it is a slightly better job just because of what it normally warrants. You know, minus the Brian Kelly experiment. Normally, the last 3 coaches prior to Kelly all won national titles. So you're kind of like a guarantee to win one normally if you go there. To me, I think obviously they're going to try and go get a big fish like Kiffin, probably somebody else as well. But I think John Summerall's the right hire. Keep the guy in state, come from Tulane, he knows the region. Is it a big step up for Summerall to go from Tulane to LSU? Yeah. But you got to fix a lot of things Brian Kelly destroyed. And Summerall took a Tulane team and has made them at the top of the mid-major, group of 5s for the last 3, 4, 5 years now. So I think John Summerall's the right guy from Tulane to be the next LSU coach. Moving on here. The Big 12, man. Let's talk about it. Talk about the conference as a whole here, right? Let's give the people a little Big 12 talk. Big 12 has been nothing but pure chaos. Pure chaos. All right? And I'm going to go to Evan here after I say who's at the top of the Big 12 here to get his opinions. At the top of the Big 12 here, you got basically BYU and Cincinnati in the league of its own. You got Texas Tech sitting at 4-1. You got Houston ranked at 4-1. You got Utah sitting at 3-2. Arizona State sitting at 3-2. And you got a bunch of teams in that 3-2 to 2-3 range. And everybody's beating up on each other. Arizona State was ranked. They lose to Houston. Texas Tech was doing great. They lose to Arizona State. BYU and Cincinnati have kind of stood out amongst the rest. Evan, talk to me about what you've been seeing in the Big 12 and your thoughts so far.
It's a week by week thing. I couldn't even tell you who I can think of on a consistent basis that I would confidently say, yes, this team is winning this week. I feel like everyone is going into each of these games and they're saying, you know what, we don't care what our record is. Let's go out there. Let's go play some ball. And I love that because that's what makes college football. But I hate that when we're trying to do our pick'ems, because then it makes it very difficult. Because then you're like, okay, well, what BYU team is coming out? Like, is it going to be the BYU team that's going to put belt to ass in a hypothetical game against Colorado, which I couldn't even tell you if they played yet already in the season, just because I wasn't paying attention. I'm not paying attention like that. But like, is it going to be a BYU team that's going to put belt to ass to this Colorado team, or is this going to be a Colorado team that's like, you know what? I know we're 1-4. Let's go beat this team. Like, it's so hard to genuinely make a solid pick on who I think is going to come out, who I think is going to stay on top. And it's all dependent on if these teams come out and want to play, or if their opponent is just going to roll over and take the punches, or if they're going to be like, nah, I'm someone that wants to fight back today.
Hunter.
Jacob, would you call me crazy if I were to tell you that the Houston Cougars will be in the Big 12 championship?
You're not crazy for saying it.
It's
just a little gross.
Dog water last year. They go and get Connor Wegman, a baseball player. You go and get the running back from Rice, Dean Connors. I mean, they got this mixture, and we were on it whenever they were doing the transfer portal. We were like, what's Houston cooking up over? This is different. Did we ever think that they would be sitting here at 7-1? No. I think they'd be lucky if they got a bowl game. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, we got top 4 right here. Who's got the easiest path? It's Houston. They play West Virginia, UCF, TCU, and then Baylor. If they can get past TCU, they will be 11-1 and secure a title, or secure their place in the game. And you got BYU and Texas Tech in 2 weeks. BYU has a bye week this week and then faces them. Texas Tech has to deal with Kansas State, and then they play. That's an elimination game. That's something that is super excited. Cincinnati, they have to go at Utah this week. If they come up slipping, they're 5-0 right now. They have maybe one to slip up depending on how the tiebreakers go. But this is by far and away the tightest race. But I think Houston has the easiest path, or I should say the path of less resistance.
Sir Michael.
I don't really watch Big 12 too much. I mean, I've been.
Yeah, I knew. I kind of knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm a big SEC guy. It just means more, but I mean, BYU looks decent, but like Evan kind of said it perfectly, that like you never know which team you're gonna get, especially in that conference. And how Hunter's saying that Houston could be in the conference championship is kind of nuts too. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a dumpster fire. It's like a little Maction got sprinkled into the Big 12. But
as somebody who has to watch Big 12 football every week, it's exciting.
It's definitely exciting.
It's exciting. I wish we weren't on such a losing streak right now, but that's okay. Everyone goes through it. Yeah, I think Cincinnati has looked really good. And Brendan Sorsby has been nothing short of impressive, right? It kind of makes it's interesting to see where they came from, like early in the year when they lost to Nebraska, they almost lost to Kansas, right? And now they're dominating teams. They look really good. And it's crazy how things can change. And remember, at this point last year, BYU was in the same exact position in the driver's seat. And then everything fell apart. And they found themselves on the outside of the Big 12 title game between Iowa State and Arizona State. So just because you have 2 losses doesn't mean you're completely out of it. You just got some you got to hope some things go your way. So we'll still see here. I still like BYU. Bear Bachmeier has looked really good. He continues to get better each game. But Texas Tech has a quarterback problem right now because Will Hammond tore his ACL and he's done for the year. Baron Morton can't stay healthy. So you're going to a third-string quarterback now, and that's never really a recipe for success. And so we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. But Houston being up there with only 1 loss on the outside looking in with the really favorable schedule to the Big 12 title game puts them in a really, really good spot. So, I mean, we'll see how it breaks down. We will see how it breaks down. Moving on here, Heisman race. Now, by the time this episode's out, we have already put out our 5. So, without further ado, obviously, if you've seen it on social, you will see our top current Heisman in the Heisman pack leader. The boys are pretty much bought in on Fernando Mendoza, Indiana quarterback. We're also really bought in on Ty Simpson. Marcel Reed's right there. We got to kind of think he's got a lot of work to do. 4 and 5 is where a lot of the boys split up. I go Stockton, Bachmeier. Evan, who'd you go in your 4 or 5 slot? That's right, listeners. Gripping with anticipation. Hunter, who is in your 4 or 5 slot?
Yeah, I went Diego Pavia. I bit into the hype, and the media's pushing him up. I feel like that's, if we can make snaps a statistic for Travis Hunter, we can find something for Diego Pavia. And then for number 5, Byron Brown. Seeing the way he is carrying USF, he doesn't play defense, and just the stats that he has on the season, I think group of 5, group of 6, if you consider the Pac-12 in there, I think they need some love. So why not Byron Brown?
Mikey, you didn't send one, so if you got one off the top of your head, let us know. We're gripping with anticipation here.
For my top 5 or just who I want for the Heisman?
Top 5. We know Stockton's at 1 for you.
I wouldn't put him at 1. I like Stockton a lot, but he hasn't really done enough to really... I mean, he's a good quarterback for sure. I really like him. But, yeah, he just hasn't done anything that kind of wows me. And every week, Georgia pisses me off to the point where I would be like, okay, like maybe if we had a Heisman-level quarterback, I wouldn't be chugging milk on some weeks. Which
like
was
Carson
not fun.
Beck?
No. Carson Beck showed his true colors, which is why he wasn't in anyone's top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Beck sucks. Honestly, this might be a little nuts, but Ty Simpson doesn't look too bad.
It's not a little nuts. It's actually what most of us had.
Oh, well, I'm usually building bridges quite often, so I don't check the chat too much. But I'm glad that my thought was up there.
Evan, who's in your 4 and 5 slot? Muted.
I love Insane.
Yeah.
It's like I love my 4. Sane is my 5. I'm not fully bought in on Sane. Jeremiah Love, though, I am kind of liking what he's doing. 124 carries for 758 yards. It's averaging 6.1 yards, 9 TDs on the season. Like he's putting up some numbers, and I like it. Do I think that he's going to end up winning it? No, just because you have Mendoza, who is bringing a great Indiana team that scraped into the playoffs last year to now being the number 2 team in the nation. Like, I think that there's just so many better choices than him.
I think. Do we feel like the Heisman is a 2-quarterback race right now between Mendoza and Simpson, or do we feel that Marcel Reed, Pavia, Stockton, Love, are they close enough to make that jump into the top 2?
No, not even close.
No, I think it's a very good race between Mendoza and Simpson, and they're just throwing all the other names in there so that way they have 5 people sitting in the front row at the Heisman.
Hey, they get a Rolex though, even though they don't win.
Yeah, I think without an injury, those are your top 2 clear cut. I mean, you would need them to completely fall apart or an injury for anything to change. I mean, we thought John Mateer had done enough to push ahead, and then he was out for 2-3 weeks, and then he's been done. But I think it's just these 2 to lose.
I agree. I think it's those 2. Mendoza feel like he's kind of slipping, like pulling away from Simpson like a little bit, just the way he's been playing as of late. But Simpson still has some games where he can make up for and get ahead. But the way Indiana's playing, the way Mendoza's playing, man, it's hard to not go against what they got going up there in Bloomington. Hunter, you got some rapid fire for us? Let it rip, kid.
All right. So, this is going to be a new segment. Jacob, I kind of told him what it is. For you two, you don't know what it is.
I have no
This is
idea.
10 questions, no huddle, no timeouts, just straight heat. I'm going to ask you 10 questions. I want you to answer it in 5 words or less. What I want to do is I'm going to go Mikey, then Evan, then Jacob, and we'll just keep that order. So, first question, Lane Kiffin will be where in 2026?
Florida.
Ole Miss. That's only 2 words, but Ole Miss. Mother fucking Ole Miss. 4 words. I don't know why I said mother is 2 words. 4 words, motherfucking Ole Miss. Motherfucking shit, Ole Miss.
Evan.
Okay, Florida.
All right. Yeah, 5 words or less.
Oh, I thought you said 5 words in general.
Then Evan, then Jacob. All right. Marcus Freeman will be where in 2026?
Notre Dame.
Home.
Notre Dame.
I like the home answer the best. Last coach, Brian Kelly will be where in 2026?
Nowhere.
Retirement home.
Walmart.
I said CBS or CBS analyst was my my first
No,
thought.
Not even.
I figured CBS might pick him up or something. Oh, I hate
No.
that light went out. Most overrated team in the top 25.
No.
Notre Dame.
I was gonna say Miami to rage bait, but I don't believe that.
I wouldn't be surprised if they fell apart and lost to who do we play next. Probably, I'm surprised they didn't lose to
You guys have a
Stanford.
bye week this week,
We'll probably still lose.
dude. Carson Beck surprisingly actually found his wide receivers in some uniforms that were actually really hard to fucking see in the
It
field.
took them 2 full-ass quarters to find him.
Evan, that was a good joke.
It was so bad.
That was a
Jacob,
good joke.
most overrated team in the top 25?
Texas.
I agree. Yep.
Ooh.
All right. If the AP poll came out and Texas was unranked, would you be surprised?
Fuck no.
No.
No?
Yes, because they are fucking, instead of dick riders, they like to ride the horns.
All right.
It's all
What
because
group
of
of
the name.
5/group of 6 team makes the playoffs?
USF.
Well, I had USF on my thing.
I'm going to be different and say Tulane.
Okay.
Ooh.
Diego Pavia is more likely to be at Vandy or in professional football next year.
Can I say neither?
He's gonna be at Vandy. He
needs to
still
take
said he
his
had
ass to
another
the
year.
workforce.
I said professional football, not only including the NFL, but the XFL,
Nope.
anything like that, the Canadian
He needs to
Football
take his
League.
ass to an accounting firm.
The Browns are gonna pick him up. Guarantee it.
The
Probably.
fuck for?
All right. 3 left. Who has the best game day atmosphere?
Georgia.
Mid.
That we've been to or that we see?
Just in general, like a school, like who has the best when you looked on TV, or if you've been there and was like, holy shit.
Dude, Auburn's is kind of nuts for how. Actually, I'm gonna say this. Currently, Oklahoma State looks like a fun time right now, with the tarps off and they had the bananas the last game. Like,
Yeah.
their team is bad, but they're having so much fun in Stillwater. Like,
That's all that matters.
But I think
they have fun. It's more than 5 words. Shut the fuck up.
Clap that shit.
you guys are
I feel like South Carolina's a good choice too.
I like that.
Over
Who
Georgia?
is-
Yes.
yes.
The
Who
fuck?
is must-watch / can't-miss quarterback right now?
Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza.
Troy Simpson. Julian Sand.
Throw out a fucking name.
Marcel Reed.
I like the Marcel Reed.
I thought you were
All
going
right.
for a rage bait name.
Bo Pibula.
Between the podcasts, the 4 of us, who's winning a 40-yard dash?
Me, 100%.
Me. I'm smoking all y'all. I'm smoking all y'all, bro.
Yeah, 'cause you got a low
thing
center
you're
of gravity
smoking is
short
dicks.
stuff.
Who's short?
You.
No, I'm not.
The sadness in his voice.
brother,
I'm not short.
brother, you have to
Short
look
king.
up to me and Evan, brother. You got to look up.
I'll still beat you on the race.
All the time, so he's got the little lift. He like a little truck. He got a little 2-inch lift.
Did you put this question? Did you put this question in to fuck with me? I'm over 6 foot. Like, I don't know what the fuck this. Like, I don't know what this.
The funny thing is, this wasn't even a question. Jacob was just doing it just to piss you off.
Jacob's saying his strides are longer than yours, so he would cook you.
Not me, I'll tell you that for free. I'm slow. I don't like running. I'll give it to Mikey after I just roasted him for the last 2 minutes.
I'm gonna
Not
give
even
it to
short.
Evan, and I think this Saturday we have a 40-yard dash race to see who is the fastest.
I'll do that shit in steel-toed boots and Dutch shell, motherfuckers. I'll take off.
That is rapid fire, and I'm gonna give it back to Jacob so we can go over some Week 10 previews.
Oh, Week 10 previews. That was a good last question there. Get some chuckles.
I needed something random, that way it would be like, all right, football, football, football. Oh, I'm cooking you. Like, that was the reaction I wanted.
I think we're not going to cover obviously all 10 games in the pick'ems, partly because Evan put me on a time crunch and I only have 10 more minutes with him. So, let's try and keep this a little short and sweet here. Let's kick it off with Vanderbilt going to Texas, going down south, coming down to Austin. How are we feeling? Do we feel like this is going to be a test for Vanderbilt? Is this where the wheels fall off for Texas and the fan base completely turns on Sark. How are we feeling, guys? Let's start with Mikey on this one.
I think Arch sucks. I think he's more of a running back than a quarterback. Last week he actually threw the ball a little bit, but I think that was a fluke. I don't think that Vanderbilt's going to give them belt to ass, but I definitely think that they're going to come out with the win. But it's going to be like one of those like last minute field goals, like last minute touchdown kind of things. Like the game's going to be close basically the whole time.
I think it's going to be another big name, big win opportunity for Vandy. An opportunity for them to kind of come out and be like, okay, we are playing really well. It's not like we get scared in the face of a big name. I forgot the other point that I was going to make about it, but it's definitely a point where Texas, the wheels fall off, because I don't think that they're going to play well. The only thing that may actually hold them into this is their defense, but then their defense is going to give up at some point because of the inability of Arch Manning and the offense to do what they need to do. So I think Vandy's going to come out on top, and it's going to be a big name, big win for them.
I just said you don't fade Diego Pavia, but I've got this like weird itch that's like Texas, and I've never had that, so I think it's a rash. I think I need Evan to get that looked at. But I think if Arch Manning, and hear me out, if Arch Manning doesn't play and they put in Matthew Caldwell run the offense much more efficient than Arch Manning can right now, and Caldwell will put them in a position to win. I think he's gonna be the guy that saves the season. And I like Texas at home to upset the newly top 10 Vanderbilt Commodores.
Yeah, Hunter just texted me this game's not going to be in our pickups. Said, guess what? That's okay. Jacob is allowed to go rogue because I am running this thing right now.
Go absolutely fucking nuts, Jacob. Do what
you. It wasn't on the pre-pod sheet, was what I was trying to type real quick. You gave me Florida, Georgia, Miami, SMU, Cincy, Utah, and OU, Tennessee. So I made bullet points of those.
Where's Florida, Georgia?
So I didn't ramble.
We're going to get to it. Relax.
That's why I was like, why is this on here? You gave me 4 games to talk about.
Whoops. I just went with where my heart desired when I looked at ESPN. So still, this is my show for tonight. You guys are just my guests.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I'm the captain. We'll let Evan run it next week, if he wants to. The boy's looking eepy. I got 7 minutes here. Yeah, Texas, Vanderbilt, backup quarterback for Texas, probably going to run the offense way better. I still like Vanderbilt. I think Pavia lives for these moments. That's where I'm currently kind of leaning is going there with Vanderbilt. Florida, Georgia here. The last game in Jacksonville for 2-3 years, right? For 2 years up there in Jacksonville, the biggest cocktail party in America. Where are we leaning, boys? Let's toss it to Evan because look at him. Evan and Mikey are they're ready to chew each other out. I can just look at them. They're both licking their chops. If you're watching on the YouTube, Evan, I'm gonna give it to you first before I give it to Mikey.
I mean, we're just riding the wave of getting rid of our coach. I feel like there was a lot of players that that did enjoy Billy Napier being there, but I feel like that there was a lot of players that weren't enjoying it. Hence, the undisciplinary football that they've been playing for the last 7 weeks or whatever. I think it's going to be a big change. I think a completely different Florida team is going to come out on Saturday. I have faith in my boys. I always do. I don't care if we're going into this game 7-0 or 0-7. I'm always going to put my boys to win. So with that being said, I think that they're going to ride the wave. They're going to come in rejuvenated, completely different team, and they're going to show them why Georgia shouldn't sleep on us.
All yours, Mikey.
Dogs by 50. I think Gunnar Stockton's going to throw for at least 300 yards. Them losing their coach, I feel like is going to be just, they're not going to know where the fuck they're at. And I get it's at a neutral site, but I'm going to be there in person. First Georgia game, seeing them, I'm ecstatic. They're going to know I'm there. I'm giving
Why are you saying you like you're
halftime.
going alone?
Well, because I'm going to go to the locker room to give the halftime pep talk, obviously. Coach Mike Hawk's going to be in the building. So we're going to get them even more fired up. And I can't even put into words how excited I am. It's going to be insane. Like we're gonna whoop so much ass. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the world's largest cocktail party, not just in America, in all of the world. Last one in Jacksonville. Next year it'll be in Atlanta, and then Tampa. We'll probably be at the one in Tampa.
Oh,
The way I see it is
There's no
Florida.
probably.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be there.
We'll buy our tickets tomorrow. The way I see it is Florida has no coach. They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. And we saw what a Florida team with nothing to lose can do last year. But Georgia is by far and away more talented, and I think Georgia's defense is just elite. DJ Lagway has shown he is struggling this year, and last year when he struggled, he leaned on a veteran presence that he no longer has. Why was he a Gator? Billy Napier. He's no longer there. I think you're looking at Texas A&M's quarterback next year, but I think right now we are seeing the worst version of DJ Lagway, and I've gone to 3 world's largest cocktail parties. The Dogs are 3-0 in games that I've attended. I will be there. We will be there Saturday. The Dogs are going to be 4-0. I just can't see Florida winning this game.
Yeah, I like the Dogs. Florida, for the last God knows however long, just cannot win this game. When I was in college at Jacksonville, Florida didn't win this game once. They still haven't won this game once since then. Yeah, I'm leaning the Dogs here. I'm sorry, Evan. I'm glad you have faith, but I unfortunately do not. So that's
Fine.
where
I can't wait for all of you guys to be sad on Saturday when I picked that good pick.
You can't hurt me. I'm a Mizzou fan. You can't hurt me.
You know what? I'm so confident.
Oh. You're drinking. Yeah?
I'm not doing milk again.
What are you confident about?
Are we doing a nut up and shut up on this?
We're doing a nut up and shut up, but I'm happy to take ideas on what I have to do if I lose. That's a rapid fire question. Everybody give me like your top 2 punishments if Florida beats Georgia.
Do we do another hurricane shot? I know a bar we can make that happen.
We're gonna go all the way to Gville? Or
No.
it's in Jackson?
I was in Jacksonville for what, 4 years?
No.
5?
No,
It was like
less.
13. It was 2018 to what, 21, 22?
21.
21. Okay. Well, you remember better than I do.
Yeah,
right.
I do. But you also went home. But you also went home for COVID for a little bit. So it's like
That didn't count.
That's barely
I do-
3 years.
I like the hurricane shot idea. If Georgia loses to Florida, I'll do a hurricane shot.
You're not a Duval degenerate like I am.
Look, I'm a freaking degenerate. I worked for the Jumbo Shrimp. Thanks to
Okay.
you getting me that
Yeah.
job.
Yep. I got you that job. I got you the coaching job.
Yeah, the swim coach job and teacher.
I put food on your table. I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
I'm just kidding.
Look, I lived in way more places in Duval than you.
Okay, just because you got to live in the boonies is not a flex.
That's
And you-
definitely
just
we lived. That means my 40 time will be significantly better than yours.
Hunter's trying to flex that he had to go hunting down
Everywhere.
and just maybe get a rabbit. Maybe had to get you wake up, flies are already biting his ankles. He's like, gosh, wish air conditioner worked out here.
No, the spot over by the UNF, the flats, that was the best place. So close to the beach.
Yeah, that place rocked. Let's go. Miami, SMU here. Miami coming down to good old Dallas, baby. Coming up near my neck of the woods. How are we feeling about all that? Right? Miami, first road test of the year, I think.
Yeah.
Well, out of the state of Florida. They had to go out of Florida because this is the first out of the state of Florida. Road tests, a lot of white boys up in SMU are going to be skiing that day. How are we feeling, Miami fans, a.k.a. Hunter, about the Hurricanes of Miami going up to face the Stangs of SMU, the Pony Express?
Well, it's another November, and Miami is doing very well, so it's time for that shit to crash and burn. Brett Lashley is probably going to put belt to ass. Mario Cristobal is probably going to fuck it up in a horrific fashion. I don't know how he's going to do it. I want to say special teams, just because I haven't seen it in a while. I think SMU not only ignored Wake Forest last week, hence why they slipped up and lost. I think they did exactly what Memphis did to USF. I think SMU is prepared for Miami for 2 weeks, and seeing how Miami handled a Stanford team that is, quite frankly, fucking terrible. They had an appalling first half against them. If they do that against SMU, they're going to be down 21, 28-0, maybe 3. But I think it's time for Miami to really upset me and hurt my feelings and start crashing to where we're going to be like 8-4, and I get to see them in a Cheez-It Bowl.
Mikey.
I think Miami's going to fuck SMU up, personally. I don't know. I hate Beck with a passion, but I feel like he's really going to come out this game and just kind of ball out.
Evan.
Give Miami the dub. Call it a day. Fuck SMU. Next game.
Damn. All right. I'll hold my pick then.
Forgot you didn't say your piece. You were too busy yapping in the beginning.
I was too busy happening in the beginning. My name's Evan, and I'm sorry that I don't have a head coach, and I'm really wanting the Mizzou coach to be the head coach of my football team.
Cincinnati, Utah. Location of College game day. Believe it's a night game, so Utah at night is a big factor to consider here for Cincinnati. Evan, I'm going to throw it back to you.
I picked Utah in this game. Did I? I don't remember who I picked in this game. Yeah, I picked Utah. I don't have faith in Cincinnati. This goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the whole Big 12 chaos. That there is just no team that is looking really well because we don't know how they're going to play. I feel like it's going to be one of those games that Cincinnati's going to walk in thinking that they can just beat up on Utah however they want. But Utah's not going to take it. They're just going to do their thing, get the win, move on to the next week.
Mikey.
Give me the Utes.
Hunter.
I think both teams are really good. If you're asking me who's winning, the fans. The fans are winning. Sorsby's having a Heisman season, but nobody loves the Big 12 more than us, so you won't hear that. I think Utah has an amazing offensive line. My notes just completely crashed and burned. Utah looks sensational against Colorado, but Colorado fucking sucks. And I think Cincinnati is going to be the first defensive test that Utah will see. If Utah O-line can win the trenches, Utah will win this game. Vice versa. Whoever wins in the trenches will win this. Cincy has to get the offense going in order for them to win. I believe in Sorsby. I believe in the Bearcats.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm leaning. I feel like Cincinnati's got the juice. I haven't been impressed with Dampier, and I get it's at night for Utah, and that's a tough place to play. But I don't believe in Dampier in these types of games. He didn't show up against BYU. He didn't show up against Texas Tech. I don't know if he's going to show up against Cincinnati. I'm leaning the Bearcats in Sorsby of Cincinnati. Last game on the docket. This game I know for sure is at night because they had this sick uniform reveal. Oklahoma and Tennessee kneeling at night.
Blackout.
The tier going on the road. Blackout. Dark mode activated. Hunter, let's start with you. Tennessee, Oklahoma, where are you leaning?
Well, it's November, so it's time for my feelings to get hurt. My national championship pride to just crumble. If we all watched the Oklahoma game, which I hope you didn't, because they sucked. Oklahoma, I said it earlier, John Mateer is just like Michael Jordan, right? The first part, he looks so good. Won a couple of rings, and then he went away for baseball. Yeah, baseball is his thumb injury. Then he came back as 45. He's still wearing 45. John Mateer is not playing good. Oklahoma can't run the ball. They suck. I think Josh Heupel, anytime he sees Oklahoma, he knows he's got to turn it up a notch. I think Tennessee at home, wearing the unis, with the juice, Rocky Top bumping. I can't tell you that Oklahoma is going to win this game because I just don't see it.
Mikey.
I like Tennessee 100%. That atmosphere is going to be absolutely nuts. That's going to be insane. And plus, last year when they brought out those uniforms, everyone was fired up. So
yeah. Those uniforms rock. Evan.
Tennessee.
Evan's looking at Evan's looking at me like, please hurry up, and I'm gonna just take my sweet time to point out the fact that Hunter went against two of his team. He has gone against two of his teams. I just want to make that aware for everyone to know. He went against Miami and he's went against Oklahoma. He did not go against the Dogs, obviously. So just letting
unless that's a ploy, and I want you to think that I'm hating on them. Maybe it's a switcherooski because I don't want you to know what I'm thinking.
Well, Hunter, this does come out prior to the pickups, so
everything I said was accurate to analysis, except for maybe who I'm taking. You have to find out who I'm really taking Saturday morning.
Dogs by 50.
And with that, we have been the Green Dog Podcast. He's been Hunter, the college football savant Malone, Mikey, the Bulldog Clark, and Evan, Dr. Henderson, the #1 Florida Gators expert. I have been your co-host, Shaker Pro. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll catch you next time.